there, I was listening to the colleagues speaking for Tan Kin Lian about the 5 values and all that. It just struck me. If you think that Tan Kin Lian only comes out with these 5 values, only for this presidential election, that is not true. I'll tell you a story. We are here today because partly of me. Because 3 years ago, I approached Mr. Tan Kin Lian. I said, Mr. Tan, I've read what you have written on the Straits Times forum, what you have written on your blog. I'm impressed. Can you be our president? Why I chose Mr. Tan Kin Lian? Because as opposition members, I feel that we need an independent president to effectively carry out the checks and balances for our political system. Mr. Tan Kin Lian said he has some reservations because the family may not agree and all that. You know, she have to go back and check it out, talk to the family. But on that spot, he said, Meng Seng, since you are here, I want to share with you my 5 values. The values that Mr. Tan Kin Lian holds is not only for this presidential election. I was quite taken back. I come to a man to talk about presidential election. He tells me his 5 values. I listen and I agree with the 5 values. But deep right in me, I thought this man maybe just want to talk about his values only. I did not know that you will carry out his values. Just about 3 months later, the mini bond crisis came about. He is the man who walked the talk. He feels that that is not fair. That is one of his values. And there's dishonesty in the mini bonds sales. And he has to take the courage to provide a public service to help the mini bond people, the victims. Then I realized that this man doesn't just talk about his values. He carries out what he believes in. Well, Mr. Tan had approached a lot of people to help to translate into Chinese to speak up. Most of them are the ex-PAP colleagues, but they all rejected him. So he called me up. I said, Meng Seng, can you do me a favor? Do a translation of the speech. Of course, how can I actually say no to him? And that's the long way we come without friendship. In Chinese, we say 三顾茅庐. Right? I talked to him first. He said he had a reservation. After the mini bomb issues, I talked to him again. Would you want to really try to go for presidency? He said, I want to test out the support level of the people. But the response is not as what we think it should be. Therefore, that is put aside. And when the president, after the G2011, I talked to him again 3 times. Finally, my great thanks to Mrs. Tan Kin Lian. With her support, Mr. Tan has decided to take up the challenge. Thank you, Mrs. Tan. Now, this is a very exciting election, presidential election ever. Right? Although you can see that we do not have many people down here. But Mr. Tan Kin Lian doesn't have the support of a party machinery, no grassroots machinery. And he's independent. Even as an opposition, I do not stand here as an opposition member. I stand here first and foremost a Singaporean who believes that we need to do justice to the presidency, who believes that Mr. Tan Kin Lian is the best choice to be the president of Singapore. That's why I have to fly back to stand here tonight. Now, there are a lot of rumors on the internet, right? Both about Tan Kin Lian. Tan Kin Lian said his work performance, blah, blah, blah. Why Mr. Tan Kin Lian was asked to leave NTUC income, blah, blah, blah. But please, do not believe in such rumors. Because these people hide behind the keyboard and start to write away. Write all sort of rubbish. I have experienced injustice. People say I have what marital affairs. My wife laughs until she got stomachache. Right? Because she knows me well. I am not the kind of man. Right? Please do not believe all those rumors that's going around. If I can stand here and criticize each and every candidate, the other three candidates, it is all based on facts. I'm going to do it now. Dr. Tony Tan. No, please don't boo. He must know why he's being booed in the first place. Right? There are three reasons I'm not going to support him. Basically, as I've spoken, it's too close to PAP. The other reason, because he's a GIC chairman. He has been making decisions, investment decisions for GIC. Imagine if he becomes the president and GIC start to lose money due to his past decisions. How could he critique himself? This is what I call the conflict of interest. Now, maybe he doesn't feel that way. But this is what I see in him. When he invested in those lemons, I would say lemons, financial institutions, banks, back in 2008, I lost quite a lot of money. In one of the press conferences, he said, I will invest again in any banks, look for any opportunities in investing in these banks if there are such opportunities. Never mind whether we recover the losses or we make losses. But as the GIC chairman, managing the national reserves, you are actually investing in portfolio which are very risky. Right? Is that the way we should manage our reserve? And if he becomes the president, could he actually continue to allow GIC to make such risky portfolios investment? This is something we have to think about. So to me, he is not suitable to be our president. Now, the third point, come back to his sons, deferment, 12 years of deferment. Well, the Ministry of Defense have come out and said there's no preferential treatment and all that, blah, blah, blah. Right? Do you believe it? Never mind whether you believe it, PAP believe it. Right? However, the problem doesn't lie. Even we believe that Dr. Tony Tan, at the time as a defense minister, did not ask his subordinates to give such privileges of 12 years of deferment to his son. But as a defense minister, would you, with due diligence, try to avoid such perception in the first place? I will tell you a story in Taiwan. How Bo Chun, he was a defense minister at some time. And when his sons go for the national service, he told his son, don't put my name when you register for national service. Because I do not want you to have preferential treatment in camp. That is the spirit. That is the real leadership as a defense minister. But in Singapore, what we do, we scared nobody knows. All white horse, black horse. All put on the tab. How can you avoid people not giving preferential special treatment to your son? So I will say, with this record, anyway, Hao Bo Chun's son is actually Hao Longping, now the city mayor of Taipei. Right? That is the kind of integrity they want for their son. Nobody can pinpoint him and say that, oh, you have a special treatment during your national service. That is the spirit of a true leadership. Lee Kuan Yew have said before, if you want to test a man's character, just give him power. You have to think of himself, what type of character we have. Talking about Dr. Tan Chen Bok, I actually do not know him well until he said that pledging part of the salaries, presidential salaries for charity is like vote buying. I was shocked. Do you agree? No. No, right? Now, I would want to tell him, PAP have been using public money for HDB upgrading as a carrot during general elections. Isn't that vote buying? Yes. Why? Where are your principles then, and you still stand under PAP banner for general election? This is the type of criticism I will give it to him. Now, talking about Tan Kin Lian, my heart sank. I am an opposition, he is an opposition. I am Hainanese, he is a Hainanese. One of my Hainanese clansmen actually scolded me. You betrayed your own clansmen. But I have to tell him, I am first and foremost a Singaporean. I will have to decide what is the best for Singapore in order to support the best candidate to suit the job. That's Mr. Tan Kin Lian. Tan Kin Lian, true and true, is a good opposition member. He can be a good opposition MP. If he asks me next time round during the January election to stand on the stage, on his rally stage, and endorse him, I will. If he asks me to stand with him and contest a GRC, I would consider. But not for a presidential election. Because he will bring confrontation to the system. And that is not good for the system. With that, I will say, vote for Mr. Tan Kin Lian. Thank you.